So you're thinking about moving to Puerto Rico and you're not sure what to do or how to get started. My name is Kaisha Lee. I started this series on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok where I discuss different things that I wish I knew, best practices about moving to Puerto Rico. First things first, yo soy boricua pa que tú lo sepas. Second thing, this book is sponsored by my book, Queen of the Overdraft. Available on Amazon and Amazon Kindle. It tells my story on how I leveraged living my life in the overdraft to moving over here to Puerto Rico and purchasing 2 properties, and how you can too. So today we're going to be discussing power outages and power outage preparedness and things you should know when the power goes out, because a part of living in Puerto Rico is your power is going to go out. It doesn't matter what part you live in. It happens in every single area, some more than others. So if you live in Área Metro, the lights go out more often. And let's discuss why that is. So if you live in Área Metro, those are highly condensed spaces where there's more people there. So that's a lot of people sucking up power, using the electrical grid. There are areas in Área Metro where the power goes out daily. So just things to keep in mind when you're looking at places to move, where you want to be. Some things to keep in mind. Of course, there's preparedness. I always recommend getting solar powered things like solar powered lights. They have solar powered bulbs. During the day, it's not that big of an issue. You could always open the windows to have air coming in. Of course, when it's hot, everybody wants a fan or air conditioner. But they do have solar powered fans that you could buy. I have battery powered fans that I use. There's different options that you could use as far as cooling down, because I can't even sleep if there's no fan. Other things, of course, you can get solar panels. However, most of the solar companies over here for an electrical solar system charge about $70,000. They'd be like, oh, well, you can lease it. And when you look at the paperwork for the lease, after 25 years, you've paid $70,000. And for some people, they're like, whatever, it's worth it. It has insurance. They cover it if there's a hurricane. There are other options, which I'm looking into, that sell cheaper systems that also come with guarantee and insurance. But from what I've been quoted, it's about $70,000 for solar panels. The next thing you could get is a generator. Generators over here are pretty expensive. I believe the cheapest one I found was like $700, but they could go up to a couple $1,000s. However, it is a great backup system, but you just have to make sure you have gasoline. So you have to make sure that you have gasoline for it. Most times when there's a power outage, a hurricane coming, the gas stations are going to be packed. Expect to wait sometimes hours to get gasoline at a gas station when there's a hurricane or there's a major power outage, because people are trying to fuel their generators. Me personally, I don't have any of that. When the lights go out, they go out. I put ice in my freezer. I put everything in the freezer, and if it's more than 24 hours, I just throw everything away. Which sucks, because it's like if you just grocery shop, that sucks. But just some things as far as preparedness. What else? Water reserves, because another thing that also goes out too is the water. Sometimes people have a system where it's like if your electricity goes out, your water goes out too, which sucks. I would ask those questions prior to moving anywhere, so that way you're aware. If you know, if the electrical goes out, I'm not going to have water, you at least buy a backup water tank. And those are more affordable. You could get a backup water tank for about $100, and you can have it connected to your water system. So those are more affordable, but just something to keep in mind. Another thing that people do is people have, I have jugs of water that are filled up. I fill up buckets of water, so that way we're able to flush the toilet or do dishes or wash your hands. You'll be surprised how much water is needed when it goes out. And I feel like you could do without electricity, but water, it's very difficult to be without water, honestly. So just some things to keep in mind when you're moving over here. These are necessary things. You're going to need it when you get here because it's going to go out. So if you found this video informative, please like, comment, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try to make these just to give you guys information of what it's realistically like to live here in Puerto Rico, because if you're Puerto Rican living in the United States, it's different. We're not used to water going out all the time. We're not used to electricity going out all the time. And for some people, that's like a deal breaker. Like, no, I'm not going if that's going to be an issue. For me, it's not a problem. I'm used to it. But for some people, that may not be the thing. So hopefully you found this video helpful and have a great day.